Hi, in this video we're going to find an unknown angle in a triangle where you've got one triangle inside another. Now you can see we've got two right angle triangles here. We've got this little one here and we've got this big one here, which is the whole diagram. And we're trying to find this angle X here. Now we can't just immediately use a smaller triangle because we've only got one side length and nothing else, right? But on this bigger triangle here, we actually have two of the side lengths. We've got the 24 and the 13. And because we have two of the sides, we could find one of the angles in that triangle. Now, let's just focus on that one triangle then. So I'm going to draw it out separately. We've got the 24, which is the hypotenuse, and the 13 at the bottom. And what would be useful is to find this whole angle in that big triangle, right? Because if you knew that whole angle, we could subtract the 32 to just leave the x down here, because the x plus the 32 is this whole angle, right? So let's just call this something else. That's y will do. Now, as we always do, we identify the angle of interest. It's the angle that's not the right angle that's labelled, so that's the y. And then we label these two side lengths relative to this angle of interest. So this side here, the 24, is the hypotenuse because it's the longest side of the right angle triangle. And this 13 here is the adjacent because it's adjacent to this angle of interest. So that side is the adjacent of length 13. And then remember, we use SOHCAHTOA as our little mnemonic to work out which trig ratio to use. Now, we're involving A and H. That's cos. That's A and H. So it's that one we want to use. And that is short for, as we've previously seen, cos of the angle theta is equal to A over H, like that. So now we just need to substitute everything into our formula. The angle of interest is this y here. So that's the theta. So if we sub in, we got cos of the theta, which is y, the angle of interest, is equal to A over H, which is 13 over 24. Now we want to work out y. To get y on its own, we need to get rid of this cos in front of the y. So we do inverse cos of both sides. We write that as cos to the minus 1. And that basically undoes the cos. So that undoes the cos, gets rid of it, leaving just y. And we've also got to do inverse cos of the right-hand side. And if we do shift cos on our calculator, because shift cos will give you inverse cos, your calculator might do it differently. 13 over 24. That gives me 57.2 degrees. So this angle y here, which is this whole angle here, that was 57.2 degrees. And you can see, because the x plus the 32 is 57.2, I can just do 57.2 minus the 32, and that is 25.2 degrees. So that's the final answer. X is 25.2 degrees.